Another thing that has really been on my mind as I have thought about CBC moving has been an experience that I've had recently where my parents moved this last summer. I grew up in that house just like I grew up in this church. When my parents first said, hey, we're talking about moving, I thought, oh no, like that's not what I want, even though I don't live there anymore. That's my home, like don't sell that. But as they started down that process and they said things to me like, our current layout isn't what's right for us. We need something that doesn't have as many stairs. We need something that doesn't have as many bedrooms, but has a larger living space. It is so similar to CBC. My parents purchased a home that isn't much higher in square footage, but the living space, the space that my family gathers in and my kids run around in, better suits the needs of our family than the old home. And the process was challenging, and there were times where I felt uncertain, there were times where I felt emotional, when I had to walk through that empty house and say goodbye to it. And now that they're in that house, even though they've only been there for a short period of time, it is so obvious to me how much it fills the needs that I didn't even know were there. Now I think, how could we live without this? It's night and day. I think back to that tiny family room and the cramped area where we tried to pull as many chairs as we could around that table. It just makes so much more sense to me that they're in a space where we can gather. There's a space for us to be comfortable and to get to talk and dialogue with each other and not to feel cramped and that there's kids running around right in front of us. I'm already starting to think of that new home as home because of those benefits that I didn't even know what God had in store. And it's just a house, but it's still an important part of where you spend your time and who you are as a family, and CBC is gonna be no different. We're going to be able to move to this new facility, and there will be things that I bet even the elder board doesn't yet realize that God has in store for us. And He's going to richly bless us, and I fully believe that. He's going to not only say, here's the things you asked for, but here's above and beyond what I'm going to give you, because I'm that kind of God.